Hello boys, welcome back to another session of video tutorials, and this session is meant for class 12th biology students, and this is for 21st October 2020. As we are into the revision mode, we have been revising the chapter number 8, Human Health and Diseases. In that yesterday's session, we were focusing on the immune system, types of immunity, structure of antibody, and what are the various parts that help in our immunity. As part of that, we were talking of the over or hyperactivity of the antibodies of our body resulting in allergy. So basically, immune system in the body, it includes lymphoid organs, tissue, and soluble molecules like antibodies. So lymphoid cells, the basic tissues, and antibodies. Lymphoid organs are the organs where origin and maturation and proliferation of lymphocytes occur. Basically, it is the lymphatic system. Lymphatic system consists of lymph ducts, lymph nodes, and the lymph nodes will secrete a liquid called lymph, either slightly yellow color or colorless liquid, that's lymph. And the lymph consists of lymphocytes. So this is how a lymphatic system works. So primary lymphoid organs include bone marrow and thymus. Bone marrow and thymus, these are the primary lymphoid organs. After maturation, lymphocytes migrate to secondary lymphoid organs like spleen, lymph nodes, tonsils, Peyer's patches of small intestine, again neat exam question, Peyer's patches of small intestine, and appendix. They provide the sites for interaction lymphocytes with antigens. That is the place, they provide area where the lymphocytes will fight with the antigens. There is a lymphoid tissue also located within the lining of respiratory system, digestive system, and urinogenital or urogenital tract called MALT. Again, this is one more question in CBSE exam. Expand MALT. M stands for mucosal, A stands for associated, L stands for lymphoid, T for tissue. So MALT expansion is mucosal associated lymphoid tissue. It constitutes 50% of lymphoid tissues in human body. Now related to this, we have got a dreaded disease which all of us know it. We are having some knowledge of it, and let's increase that awareness of that. What is that? That's AIDS. Expansion of that again. A for acquired, I for immuno, related to immune system, D for deficiency, that is negative thing, S for syndrome, abnormal person. So it is acquired through in the lifespan. People acquire this, gain this, and once they gain, what will happen? It affects the immune system. So immuno. In what way it affects? It makes our immune system deficit, and because of the deficit immune system, person, normal healthy person, becomes a syndrome. That's why the name AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. This was first reported in 1981. It's caused by HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, or normally we say human immunovirus. It's a retrovirus. Transmission of HIV virus occurs by, what are the various means through which the AIDS virus comes in contact with a person. So when a healthy person comes in contact through sex with infected person, this is the first mode, sexual contact with infected person. Second, transfusion means blood is given, transfusion of contaminated blood and blood products from infected person to healthy person. Third, sharing of infected needles like in the intravenous drug abusers. So particularly taking drugs in the form of intravenous injections, and that injection will be shared by a group of people, and if one person is AIDS positive, the others also will get it. Infected mother to her child through placenta. This is very, very unfortunate. An infected mother, when she delivers a baby, she delivers an AIDS baby. That's very unfortunate. So replication of retrovirus in macrophages, how does it occur? Virus enters the macrophages. Okay, this macrophage is a type of WBC. RNA genome of the virus gets replicated to form viral DNA. All of us know that viruses contain RNA. The moment it enters into the macrophage, what does it do? RNA virus becomes a DNA. So it is viral DNA that will be formed. And this is possible with the help of an enzyme called reverse transcriptase. And viral DNA now gets incorporated into the host cell's DNA. So we can't really differentiate which is viral DNA and which is host DNA. And once this happens, the viral DNA directs host cell's DNA to produce viral particles. And simultaneously, HIV enters into T lymphocytes and replicate to produce progeny viruses. Many viruses will be produced, and progeny viruses are released into the blood, and then once it releases to the blood, they attack the T lymphocytes, which are the main soldiers of our body. This process is repeated, recycled, many cycles. So that leads to decrease in the number of helper T cells in our body. As a result, once the T cells are gone, immunity becomes a deficit and declines. That is the reason why AIDS is a dangerous disease. So AIDS, HIV does not spread by physical contact. There are fears, of course. If somebody is having AIDS, we should not touch him. Maybe when we touch, AIDS may come to us, like that. So it is not physical contact. The main modes of spread, just now we said, it is the sexual contact, the blood transfusion, and of course sharing of the needles, etc. It spread only through body fluids, that is blood, saliva and semen. There is always time lag between infection and appearance of symptoms that may vary from, look at that, 5 to 10 years. So person may not be knowing that he is having AIDS. 5 to 10 years lag period. Diagnostic test for AIDS is ELISA. So doctors will advise the person to undergo a diagnostics test called ELISA. Again, expansion of ELISA. E for enzyme, L for linked, I for immuno, S for sorbent, and A for assay. So enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. This is ELISA. The treatment of this disease with anti-retroviral drug is partially effective and just prolongs the life but will not prevent the death. So one must be really careful about this. That is why I called in the beginning dreaded disease. There is no medicine even as on today. Only we can prolong the life of the individual of AIDS patient, but we cannot save him. So it is certain death. Hence one must be very, very careful. How does it happen? So the retrovirus, all of us know that a virus will have a RNA as its nuclear material, and surrounding this nuclear material there is protein coat. That's why we say viral protein coat. And this viral RNA core, once it enters into the normal cell, so you got a normal cell, animal cell, plasma membrane is there, cytoplasm inside. So the virus entering inside with the help of the enzymes dissolves the plasma membrane and makes the viral RNA to enter inside. Once the viral RNA is introduced into the cell, now it undergoes, as we said, multiplication and forms viral DNA. And who is helping it? Reverse transcriptase. An enzyme called reverse transcriptase will help. So with the help of that enzyme, viral RNA becomes viral DNA, and viral DNA incorporates into host to genome. Now when we say incorporates, what happens? It just gets mixed up with the host DNA. It is very difficult for us to differentiate whose is the DNA. Is it the host DNA or is it the viral DNA? So just it gets incorporated. New viral RNA is produced by the infected cell. Meanwhile, again it is the reverse. Now DNA, first RNA became DNA. Now DNA is becoming RNA again. So with that, many viral pieces will be delivered, and the new viruses having protein codes will be released inside that animal cell. As a result, these viruses will attack the T cells. As a result, the T cells numbers keep on decreasing in the person. New viruses keep on infecting the new cells. Hence, the cells, the T cells, the WBC, which are our soldiers, the soldiers get killed. Hence, the whole immune system becomes deficit. That's why the name acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So here two things you must keep in your mind. One, it is not spreading through physical contact. This is one. Second, you must remember it spreads through body fluids. So one must be very careful. And third, most important, always we must keep in our mind that it has no medicine as yet. Hence, its person getting it into it is the certain death. Hence, one must be very careful. If we can avoid, take precautions, I think we are safe. Hence, take care, keep on drawing these flow diagrams and post it in our group. Thank